We're here. Might want to chuck that on silent, mate.
How many times has that happened?
You're a fucking peanut.
How many times have I done
Special song for a special guest. Our first guest ever.
The inaugural guest.
The inaugural.
Let's do a...
Brendan Hooper.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Introduce him?
Mile Jedinak. We've got the captain of Australia here.
Here he is.
I wish I was that good.
Yeah. Well, if you grew a beard, you'd be exactly like him.
I just got rid of it.
You're
I grew it today, and
dead
I'm
ringer.
like Abs. I just got it. I just got rid of it.
Abs, you look... For those people out there, I just want to paint a picture about Abs.
Here we go.
Abs looks like he was when he was born.
Straight out of the
Looks
womb.
like a newborn.
Straight out of the womb.
That's a bit of an exaggeration, boys.
I don't know, dude. You look pretty young.
I've hair on my fucking face.
Yeah, but that's your
I have
eyebrows.
hair on my face
I
when I
can't
was a
see
newborn.
beard. What beard?
Now you're just talking rubbish, man.
I reckon you used Nad's hair removal on your face. That's why you look so young.
What? But there's hair here, you
Nah,
idiot.
there's not. I can't see it. Prove it.
I'm touching it.
I'm not.
Yeah, but it's hair.
Man.
I can't
Wait,
say
just because
anything.
you look like fucking Ned Kelly, how'd you come out of the womb? You probably fucking did a shoey as soon as you popped out.
Well, that's a fair point.
Do you reckon your dad spat in the shoe, though?
I reckon my dad spat on my face. When who knows? That's why I never got any better. Let's do a rundown. Brendan Hooper's in the house. Brendan's obviously my cousin, Abs' adopted cousin, and he's our first guest. So welcome to the show, Abs and Brendan.
It's an
Did
honor.
you just welcome me to my own show?
I did. Sorry.
You're fucking off your tits, man.
I've
Three
mate,
sips
I've
of
had
a
two
fucking
coffee.
beer.
I've had two
Legit,
coffees
the guy
and
doesn't
two
know what he's
durries,
doing.
and I'm good to go.
Tell us a bit about Brendan.
Was it Wednesday? Wednesday. You want to run down a Brendan? So I did a bit of a fact check on
Oh,
it.
here we go.
Thursday.
Here we go. I don't know what you put in that, but it
Thursday.
can't be good.
What's wrong with It's Thursday.
Yeah, I thought it was Wednesday. I
Yeah.
feel like it's Friday.
What's wrong with you?
To be fair, when you said Wednesday, I don't think I heard anything wrong.
No, I
Not
thought it
even
was
a little
right.
bit, actually.
How about you just shut down Robin Hood for
Right,
5
yeah, mate.
seconds?
Let's go.
I'll do a little bit of a bio. Brendan's
All right,
played. He hasn't played for Australia in soccer. He's not that good, but he's played since 2014 to 2018. He's made 79 appearances in
For
the
who?
National Premier League.
How
Which
did you
team?
find that stat?
Hey, I'm really good at finding stats.
Which
really,
team?
70. No, there's a few teams he's played for. What are the teams
70?
you
Oh,
played
that's a
for?
little slut.
79. So you,
Oh, there would only be 2 in the National Premier League.
the best season you've had, you played 25 games.
In one season.
That's a full season. That's not
That's
missing
it.
a game.
Perfect. Who'd you play
Actually,
for?
that's more. That's more than a full
Who'd you
season.
play for?
That would have been back in the day. It would have been Sydney Olympic.
You
Olympic
started your
Football Club. That's where I would have
professional
started. Yeah.
2014. It's when you started your career.
Are you sure there's not something earlier than that?
There would have been, but it would have been juniors. Couldn't find it.
Why,
I think
why
it was
don't
the
they put
year
juniors
before.
on?
Okay,
year
so
before
13,
it would have been.
14.
Yeah. Yeah, it would have been about 5 years ago. So you probably. I don't know if I made any more appearances than that.
How many goals do you reckon you scored? Because you
Not
play
many.
striker, right? So you're at the front. You're
you're a
always trying
striker.
to score.
I wish I was a striker. I'll tell you a story. Back in the day,
What does he play? Let him know what you play.
back in the day, I was a striker.
Yeah.
When I was 11 or 12 years old.
What
And
happened?
this one season I can remember in particular, when I was 12 years old, my coach started me as a striker and I played the first half of the season as a striker. I scored 1 goal. That was about 12
Good
games.
effort.
12 games, 1 goal.
Yeah. So
Tommy Urish
and,
style.
and from that moment on, he noticed I was not
No.
born to play
yeah,
there.
no.
So it progressively dropped me further back. He dropped me from there. He put me on right wing from there to defensive midfielder, from there to centre back. And from there, I've never changed. Every coach has done the same thing.
Too slow, can't score goals, tall, physical, can play centre back.
Yeah,
Can
that's
kick the
it.
ball
Put him
a
in the
long
back.
way.
Yeah.
So that way we can get rid of it.
There you
Put
go.
him in the back, boys.
That was my progression. So that was the year I stopped being a striker. Until, I'm just going to mention, this season, my first appearance back in there.
Who?
They put me up front for the last 15 minutes when we were
happened?
losing to the team coming last. So my team's coming first this season back at Sydney Olympic.
Okay.
And the
And,
coach thought it would be a good idea
well,
to put
we were
a centre
down
back
1-0.
on as a striker.
We were down 1-0.
And you were down.
We were down 1-0
Needed
and
a goal.
we needed a goal and we were
I'll put the
desperate.
centre back on, boys.
And
He's going to get it for us.
The ground was so bad you couldn't pass. In terms of, it looks like, I wish I could get a photo to paint a picture. I showed my younger brother Patrick this. There's a video of the game and it literally looks like there is bullet holes or like small bomb holes in the middle of the ground.
How bad Australian soccer fields?
Not
Well,
all
minus
of
that
them.
one, not as bad as you'd think.
They're a lot,
Not-
they've come a long way.
They've come a long way, but in saying that,
long
these
way.
days all the top leagues play with
Syntho.
synthetic,
Yeah.
and it's not good for your body.
Yeah.
I don't
You-
rate
Your
synthetic.
feet get
at all.
hot
Yeah.
because I got those rubber
in
pellets.
summer it gets hot, but the problem for me is you see, in my opinion, you see lots of kids and stuff doing their ACLs and
Yeah.
more permanent damage.
A lot of injuries.
And also, it's like running on concrete. So
Yeah.
you see lots of like long-term injuries build up
And
over your knee.
they've come out with new boots, haven't they? Just for synthetic fields.
Well, they do, but no one wears them.
Yeah, you
What are
should-
So
they?
you have
blades?
synthetic. It has no studs or
Oh,
like,
they like
very
indoor-
much smaller
indoor
socks.
soccer.
Oh, yeah.
It's like between indoor soccer boots and soccer boots. So like
bad.
there's lots of little studs, but when it's wet, they don't work
Mm.
because you slip and slide.
Oh, it's worse. And the bounce? How bad's the
No,
bounce?
the
It
bounce.
just
Don't get me started.
Flies.
Don't get me started on
And
the
what are
bounce.
those little fucking black rubber things that come
Rubber.
out of
It's
them?
rubber.
Is it actually rubber?
It's literally rubber. These days, actually, the team I played for, another team I played for, Arpia, they have a synthetic ground,
yeah.
and they are the only team in the league that has dirt as their
Grass.
as their grass base. I
Got to be an
suppose.
investigation.
So you have to have
into that.
something. So they've actually used dirt, which makes it feel more realistic. It's still crap, but at least this way it gives a more true bounce. So when you pass the ball, you don't get that odd little sort of bouncy bobble crap.
True. I like.
What's a
natural
World Cup
stuff.
played on?
All grass. You wouldn't
grass,
you wouldn't be
yeah.
allowed. The only league I know that's professional, like to the point where it's like internationally recognized, is the MLS, so the American League.
And
And some of those grounds still have synthetic, but most grounds around the world you'll never see one
I
in
don't rate
England. Not top 5 leagues, you'll never see one.
Also with the ground, this is how I get all my information. This is how in depth I go.
Yeah.
I've got a drug addiction. It's called FIFA,
That's fair.
and they heat the ground. They heat underneath the grass. It's a
does?
sand-based pitch, so it all drains. But when it snows and stuff, they heat
I've
under the
seen this.
ground, so there's no snow on the field.
Certain modern grounds do that. Yeah,
Crazy.
it's unbelievable.
That's big
How do
money.
they heat under the ground?
Well, they heat flooring.
Well,
in houses.
they have lots of drainage systems, right? So
Yeah, I
so
know
with
that the
that
drainage
they
systems
they
have to
build
be,
in.
but how do they
can
heat?
beat. I don't know the exact science behind it, but my understanding is the way they set drainage these days. They used to in the old days literally just curve the pitch a little bit,
Yeah.
but these days they've got ways for the water to physically soak through. So I assume they can do the opposite way
That's
and
weird.
put something that goes up.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't understand. I'd love to do a bit of research on that, but I don't know anything.
Pop
about
quiz. How many goals do you reckon he's scored? He's a really good finisher. Really good. Quality.
I wonder if you got the number right.
79
I wonder if you got
games?
the right.
Scored
79 games? Do you know how many goals you've scored?
I could estimate, but I wouldn't know the exact number. I don't think.
I never used to count
It's not many.
goals.
All I'm going to say is it's not many.
I'm going to go with about 9.
No.
It'll
be less than
79
that.
games? 79 games? Is
It'll
that
be
right?
less than that.
No, go down a bit.
It's going to be like 4.
Go down a bit.
Really? Down 4.
It's 3.
Really? No, what years are those? You have to.
I do have the list, but mate, it's
it's
very lean. You scored 1 goal in 3 years, like
That
3
was-
different years. But you had a bit of a lean run.
So you had a couple of nudie runs.
Couple of nerdy runs.
Yeah, basically.
It's all right.
No, I thought I got more than that. I thought I
You
got
could have,
about 5.
but maybe when you were younger.
I was expecting a bit more.
Because the reason
You're
I broke
tall,
through.
get in the fucking corners. Get up
Yeah,
there.
probably that year I got 2 when I broke through, which I don't think you've got on there.
True.
2013. I'm
Yes,
pretty
that would-
sure.
Nah, mate. Internet doesn't lie, mate.
That's fair.
Nah,
Yeah,
mate.
Wikipedia doesn't lie, man.
Don't try
It's
and
gone-
fuck
I do not
talk
have a
yourself
Wikipedia.
Up,
Let's be
don't
honest.
try and talk
Anyone
yourself
listening,
up.
I don't have a Wikipedia. So whoever Brendan Hooper is that you see on Wikipedia, not me.
Dude, he's got a piece on him. Like he's got a big piece on him. It's fucking huge.
He's got a
so it
fucking
mustn't
honker.
be you.
You talking about the nose or
So
what?
undersoil, just a bit of a background of undersoil heating. Undersoil heating is a method used in sports stadiums. In every German stadium, it's mandatory for Division 1 and 2 Bundesliga clubs. And it started in 1972.
Are you
So they've
trying to
been
make
doing-
people fall asleep?
They've been doing that for ages.
Rightio.
Another pop quiz for you. Gentleman of the game. He
yeah.
believes soccer is a gentleman's sport. The guy
Yeah.
wears a suit on the pitch. Suit and tie on the pitch. Not
Can't do
physical
that.
at all.
Not allowed to do that.
Yellow cards. How many?
I want to know about the red cards.
Oh,
Yeah, how many yellow cards do you reckon you got?
do you know what I know you're missing though?
What am I missing?
You won't have stats from the FFA Cup,
No.
which is a big deal.
Yep.
In the which you'll probably be missing, and it's going to be a lot harder to find information. It's not like one website like what I know you've been on. You're probably missing 5 games, maybe more, a year as well. And I know I've scored a couple, and I got a lot of yellow cards in that as well. So that, for those who don't know, that's the national
So they scored 3
competition.
goals.
Yeah,
Yellow cards, I'm going to say about 10 yellows in 79 games. Up. We're going up.
Yeah, we're going well up from that.
What do you reckon?
I think we're about 20.
Well, I know exactly how many there are. So, like,
I went 10, he went 20.
I think 20.
cut it in the middle. You got 15.
Jeez. That's
15
not
yellow
that
cards.
bad.
How many send-offs did you get, though? I couldn't get your red cards. Did you get any send-offs?
I've not had a single red card in senior football. I've had 2 in juniors.
Jesus.
Only 2.
Yeah, I was pretty good at that. And to be fair, one of those was
I think I
classic
got 3 in
Luis
one
Suarez
season,
taking off the line with the hand.
Nice, well done.
So that was one of those.
Can you
as
tell
well.
me a couple of things about the World Cup while we're talking about red cards?
Yeah.
Number one, why did the French guy not get at least a yellow with the handball against Australia? And why did the Colombian guy get a red card straight away? Because both were deliberate for me. He put his hand right up.
The key difference is one was going in. So
Okay.
the one that was going in would have been obviously the Colombian one.
Yeah.
So the guy had directly had a shot on goal and it was very clear to see that it was going in the goal. Whereas the one for France, he was coming back from a defensive position. There was a cross and his arm was in the air, yes.
Yellow?
Which automatically makes it a yellow because they say that's intentional. I'm pretty sure he got a yellow for that.
No, he didn't.
Did he not?
Never got it.
He did not get a yellow.
Get
Unbelievable.
anything at all.
I don't know. From my understanding of the rules, it should be
Matt
yellow
Leckie got a yellow
Fucking
card.
bullshit. That's
It's
what it is.
fucking-
Jesus,
shit.
Robin Hood. Hey, we're not stealing from the rich and giving to the poor here. We're just having a conversation.
No,
You
mate,
just-
it's not
just fucked
fucking
down
fair.
a little bit, Robin Hood.
You know what I've noticed? The fucking refs tend to fucking favour the big teams, the big name teams, in this World Cup. Especially in this World Cup. Even last night, Morocco had a clear-cut penalty. They didn't call it. And then fucking they go down the field. Portugal go down the field. Exact same foul. And they call it for fucking Portugal.
It's because everyone sucks Ronaldo's dick.
How good is he, though?
Bullshit, man.
How good is
He's a
he?
Mate,
freak,
he's
though.
Mate, his header last night was phenomenal.
Patrick and I were having a long discussion last night about this.
Yep.
Like we were like, well, back in the day, if you asked me the question, Messi or Ronaldo, which is the obvious question everyone goes to. I hate the question because for me they're 2 completely different players. They are goal scorers,
Yep.
but they're still different players. I would always have chosen Messi
Yep.
until probably 6 months
If
ago.
you were-
Even though Messi scored more goals this season for La Liga, I think if I was to build a team, I'd be building it around Ronaldo.
100%.
Yep.
I agree. I'm a Ronaldo dick rider, though. Love the cunt.
I haven't seen anyone penetrate you harder than Ronaldo.
Mate, you weren't there, so how could you say it?
You filmed it and showed me.
I didn't film it.
You did.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I didn't.
Oh, sorry. I was in the room while you were
Must have
doing
been a
it.
different bloke.
That's a really cool topic because Ronaldo in international stages won the Euro. Portugal haven't got any World Cup wins, no Euros. So whatever he does is his legacy. Whereas Argentina have Maradona. So Messi has all that pressure of Maradona on him and he just can't handle it.
Yeah, it's interesting.
You
For
know?
me, I don't know. I mean, it's splitting hairs. At the end of the day, they're both amazing. And
Seriously,
so
man,
I think about it.
I hate the argument. I wish everyone could just fucking
Enjoy it.
watch them, and because we might never ever see players this good again.
Well, think about it. There's
In
never
our
been a
lives.
history of anyone winning it, like the best player in the world multiple times. We've got 2 guys going back and forth for
Yeah.
10 years.
Yeah.
Like literally back and forth. I think there was one chucked in where they didn't
And
win
they're
it,
just
and that
getting
was it.
better and better.
Yeah.
Like, how old's Ronaldo now?
What's he, 33?
32.
And he's
He's
fucking-
32 now. Messi's a bit younger, I think.
I
He's
feel
scored
like
4
Ronaldo's
goals.
getting better.
He's scored 4 goals in the World Cup. He's 32.
Yeah, Ronaldo's getting
can't
better.
score.
Do you know
Ronaldo's
what I mean?
getting better.
They're getting better. They're like a fine wine.
Well, true.
They just
I
get
don't-
better with age.
But you also got to remember,
crazy.
is Ronaldo goes into Portugal, it's around him.
Yeah.
Messi goes into Argentina, it's around him. Messi can't handle the pressure, and they don't give him the ball.
If only they had
Well
a couple
enough.
more good players.
Yeah,
in
well
there.
enough's
score.
good. That's a better. I've heard people say they don't give him the ball enough, but if you look at the game they just drew, what was it, a few days ago? They gave it to him every time. Every time they're around the
But that's
box, and it
not
drives
his
me up the
game.
wall.
He needs quality ball, not just give him the ball because with 3 defenders on him. He needs quality.
he
ball.
needs
That's
that in
what he
space.
gets. That's what they both get at their club teams. They're playing with fucking Real Madrid and Barcelona. Look at the players around them. This is why they struggle in the fucking World Cup. They struggled against Morocco, man. Morocco should have won that
Morocco
game.
were on them. Yeah.
They were the better team. They just couldn't finish their chances.
They just didn't have that killer instinct. They
Yeah,
had
that
this guy.
killer-
I don't know this
just that
guy's
last-
name. Number 7, whatever his name is. He's
the
the
wing?
guy, and I looked at him. I've never heard of this guy before.
On the wing?
Yeah,
Or the striker?
He's a winger. He's a
The
winger.
winger.
Yeah.
The one that took the headgear off and threw it away?
Well, they had that guy. No, there's another guy as well.
Yeah, the striker you're talking about.
He might
He's
be. Yeah.
He was good, man. He just couldn't finish.
Yeah, they're not.
It just wasn't their night.
Who's going to win?
What?
The World Cup. Brazil. But I only think that
Brazil
because
were
of the
lackluster, though.
quality they've got all over the place.
Yeah.
So like,
Everyone likes Brazil, man. I don't see it.
Who you got winning?
To be honest, I don't know.
I hope it's a fairy tale. I really hope it's a fairy tale.
Those first games, the first group stage games, look at all the big boys. They all went down or drew.
Well, that's
no
the
one
thing.
looked really good.
That's the thing. Most teams,
Spain
when
were
they win the
pathetic.
World Cup, they
Belgium
usually
looked
lose one game.
Belgium
or draw
looked
one
alright.
game. For me, if I wanted to pick a team I want to win, I'd love to see Belgium do it or England. The only reason England, I'm
with
sick.
you on that. I'd like to see England.
Do you know the only reason? I was talking to one of Pat's little soccer mates.
Yep.
Once again, I'm bringing up my brother.
What's his name? Felipe?
His name's Russo.
Gay boy.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, he
Little John.
calling a 15-year-old a gay boy.
Hey,
This is
don't be fucking ageist.
Hey, bro. I voted yes, man. Fucking
bro.
none of that gay shit, bro.
You
Let's
serious?
be politically correct here.
yeah. Fuck.
Mate, I don't care if you're gay.
Sorry to all my
I'll fuck Ronaldo.
homos
bro.
out there.
I'll fuck your cousin, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was saying to him about Gareth Southgate, the manager for them. For once, he's the only
Never
person
heard
that's
of
come in over the last whatever years.
He's a young looking fella, too.
He's young. He's young. He shouldn't have gotten the job. He only got it because they sacked someone out of the blue.
Mm-hmm.
And they brought him in, and he has decided to go against everything. He's playing people a little bit out of position. He's playing a slightly different formation. They've gone 3 at the back. He's brought older guys back into the team, and then younger guys who you'd never pick. My example today was Loftus-Cheek. He's coming off the bench. He brought him back into the squad. He's playing for Crystal Palace. He's from Chelsea on loan at Crystal Palace, and he's not a good player.
Yep.
If you look at his season, he's not a great player. He was injured most of the year, but he's brought him in anyway because he's seen something. And now you see guys like him. You see guys like Trippier, who's playing at right back for them. They've got this guy. They're playing Kyle Walker at right centre back. He's not a defender by any means. He's more of an attacking player. But he's changed a few things around and formation. He's got Sterling up front next to Harry Kane.
Yep.
And that's interesting for me in terms of not going with the generic, these guys can play here, so I'm going to play them here. He's actually gone a little bit outside the box and got everything going the way he wants it to go. From little things like he bought for this World Cup, every single one of the players has their own mattress. They've got custom-made mattresses for every single player, how they like it. Because what he says is, I do not want any excuses.
Yeah.
So every single thing they can do, they've got arcade games, they've got bowling downstairs when they're bored just for something to do. They've got all sorts of things like this. So they have, his real idea
That's
is,
so weird,
let's have
man.
no excuses. And I love it. I think it's great.
It really is, like the World Cup, and it pains me to admit it, it really is the biggest event on the planet.
Ever, yeah.
It's not
Like
even
on the
close.
planet. Like
Yeah.
everybody knows what the World Cup is.
Yeah.
Everyone. And even if you're like me, so I'm just a FIFA addict, just shooting up FIFA every day. For me, it's exciting. I'm watching a game. We're watching a game every night. I'm staying up late to watch games going to work, tired as fuck, but I'm like, it's a World Cup. Abs has no neck. He's been falling down in that
My
couch.
neck is so sore, dude.
Seriously?
I try and stay up. Always watch the first game, fall asleep. Volume stays on, so whenever they score a goal, I'm like, I wake up. It's fucked. My neck's
Yeah,
gone.
I'll admit I fell asleep on the couch last night.
Yeah.
I woke up in the morning. It was like 7 a.m. The light obviously
Your
beaming
couch
through
is
the...
comfy though.
It's comfy,
Yeah.
but man, fuck, it gets light in there.
Yeah.
You wake up in the morning and it was 7
Sweating?
o'clock and sweating because it heats up like a ball sack.
That's all the
honestly,
heroin
and-
you've been shooting up. Though.
Pretty
That's-
much, yeah.
That's all that heroin. That's why you're sweating. You could
absolutely.
join Abs' boat.
Hey, love some heroin.
Come home last night. Abs is asleep on the couch, like half zonked out. He's got these chicken strips in a bowl,
they
and
were
I thought there was tomato sauce. I
disgusting.
thought there was tomato sauce. He put hot sauce,
Oh,
so I've scooped it like tomato sauce and eaten it. I love chili, but I went, oh.
Nearly
Abs
had a
goes,
heart attack.
like the half asleep laugh.
It was fun.
Move forward to Denmark, Australia.
Big game tonight for the boys.
Massive.
Let's fucking do it, lads! Let's go!
If you can't tell, we're all Australian fans by a dirty accent. But what are your thoughts? Break it down. Where do we win? Where do we lose? What happens?
I'm the least optimistic person in the room. I've been saying that all year. I've been saying it.
Even
Yes, we had a
after
good
our first
performance.
game?
It's good, great performance.
Come on, man.
But everyone knows now.
1-1 against France in the 80th minute.
How do we score a goal, though? So we scored a goal off a penalty. How do we score goals?
I don't see us. I don't see who have we got. Naboo or whatever his stupid name is. He came out of fucking nowhere.
And Azani.
Tim Cahill won't get a fucking minute. Azani, I think he's good. I didn't think he was good. I was away.
You start Azani, you pull him off in the 60th minute, you put Tim Cahill on. Give him a fucking crack, man.
So break it down, Brendan. Where do we win it? Where do we lose it? What are the key matchups? Ericsson, we've got to shut him down. He's a class act.
Well, it's obvious. You start there. For me, if you want to start anywhere, you got to start with the best player on the field. You start with Ericsson. If you can close him down, he's going to be playing attacking midfielder right behind the striker. He's going to be there where the ball bounces. They've got a bunch of big strikers. From what I understand from Denmark, they're all about big strikers. They don't mind knocking it long, and they wait for the ball to bounce, and they hope that it bounces around the 18-yard box.
Do we play 3 at the back?
We play 4. No, we've gone back to 4. So we brought the new manager in, and he's gone back to 4. But
Van Marwijk,
whoever fucking name. I couldn't care.
He'd be Australian of the Year if we won the World Cup.
To be fair, we've got Mark Van Bommel. It's the fucking Dutch crew. Sitting in the
they're
all fucking smoking weed from Amsterdam, but fuck me.
Yeah, the boys.
I heard smoking weed makes you a good manager.
You could be right.
I'm pretty good on FIFA.
I was about to say.
Don't condone taking drugs anyway. I've never smoked anything or taken any drugs in my life, so I'm just guessing here.
Yeah, ditto.
Guesstimate.
What's the score? Where did Denmark score then? So can Denmark hurt us, or are we having a draw and we're going to try and win against Peru? Is that what we're doing here tonight?
You know what?
No.
I've picked a draw. I've picked a draw
for the win, boys.
But I've only picked a draw because I don't see them. Denmark weren't prolific in their last game. Yep. They won 1-0 against Peru. And Peru, if you're going to look at the group and you're going to think, minus Australia, the other weakest team in the group is Peru, in my opinion.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if they can only beat Peru 1-0, I can't see Australia scoring other than a penalty. I can't see us getting in the box enough for it to be a penalty. Sorry?
Are you on Instagram?
Yeah. Fuck, you follow me, you dickhead.
That's what I'm
this
trying to...
fucking moron.
Hey, it's not Abs,
What's
it's
your
Robin
name on
Hood,
Instagram?
man. It's Robin Hood, dude. Probably Brendan Hooper.
B Hooper, Brendan Hooper.
B.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
They have...
B Hoops.
No one else followed that.
The thing that makes me optimistic about that is seeing how good Russia have played. Russia were tipped to do nothing, right? They've killed it. They've won their first 2. If Australia can snag a goal...
You know why? Cash Putin, brah.
I reckon Putin went into the change rooms with no shirt on, riding a horse.
I reckon
and said,
he literally walked in with a rocket launcher into the opposition change room.
What's he worth?
On a horse, naked, not even pants on, naked. He's going in. He's like, "You play my boys, you lose to my boys."
Is that Russian?
Yes.
Is he the most powerful person on the planet?
He's up there.
Vladimir. He'd have to be. What a name, Vladimir Putin. Though, I'm scared.
Dude, he's been in office
in the Western world.
Years.
I don't know enough about sort of Asia. And
what about? So I think it's a Chinese president. It's a Chinese. Brendan could have passed you that.
Yeah, I could have
Chinese
easily passed you a beer.
And it's Vladimir Putin. That's what it is for me.
Chinese.
Bro, he basically runs Asia.
Have you heard about what they're doing these days?
What?
In the last couple of days, they've been starting to slowly buy and take over the Pacific Islands. Everyone in the Chinese Sea.
Wow.
They're quite literally doing under the radar, stealing countries.
We're taking dim sims to fucking Pacific Island, bro. You got a problem?
I'm not a fan of a dim sim though.
Fucking spring roll. Veggie spring roll can't go wrong with that little fucking.
I can
that,
take
that
a leave of
sauce.
veggie spring roll.
What?
I can take a leave.
You could never. If I pulled out 4
Sang
spring
choy
rolls.
bao.
Oh, sang choy bao.
Fresh lettuce.
All day,
fresh lettuce
every single day.
Hey, can we get Chinese food?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's get Chinese. Lovely.
What a fucking idea. This is why you were our first guest, mate. You're an ideas man.
Let's give a shout out to Nicole Kidman. Good lady, Nicole
On
Kidman.
your dick. She got out of that relationship quick smart with Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
she was like, Scientology? Nope, see ya, bud.
Dude, Tom Cruise got something about him, but I'd kiss him.
No.
You know he's real short? He's like Abs sized.
Fucking high five over that shit. You fucking inbred cunt.
It's the best call I've ever heard.
It's up there.
That's a great call.
No, but seriously, my dad met him at this is my dad's biggest claim to fame. I love when he tells a story. It's terrible, I must say, but he always tells us. I went to a dinner party at his old uni mate's place, and lo and behold, Tom Cruise is sitting next to him, and he always goes, he'd never been to the Greek islands before, so I told him about the Greek islands, He then, I've heard a year or two later, he was at the Greek islands or something.
That's awesome.
And he told him how good they were, and Tom Cruise went there. But I do not believe anything about...
The best thing about... That's the one thing, is if you ever meet a celebrity, the last thing they want is you to fucking run up and be like, hang on, you're in Mission Impossible. Oh, I love Mission Impossible. Fuck, it's a movie. He's a character. He's a person. He just wants you to talk to him about things. And you don't have to impress someone. They're just regular people that have $1 zillion in their bank account.
$1 zillion.
You know? He's a very influential character, Tom Cruise.
The piece of shit.
Jesus, you're the most opinionated person I've ever heard. Yeah, Scientology is a bit of a joke, but it's a religion. You know, people could say Muslim faith is a joke. And you
the person who wrote The Muslim Faith wasn't a fucking science fiction writer.
Well, he wasn't L. Ron Hubbard. Yeah,
exactly.
That's true. But L. Ron Hubbard, mate, he saw something. He wrote it. He became fucking loaded. Now it's.
He spent his whole life writing science fiction movies about fucking aliens and shit, then created a religion.
But
that has
I'll tell you
pretty
why.
much
I'll
the
tell you
exact
why
same
he's
teachings.
got the right idea. Because in order to get more information about religion, not like the Bible, the Quran, or the Torah, you have to pay for it. It's just like online gaming. You got to pay for the suits. You got to pay for everything. He was an online gamer from way back. Maybe he's a time traveler. Who knows?
He's dead, bro.
I know he's dead. Maybe he was a time traveler.
Could be. I don't have anything to weigh in on this one.
I don't know what your obsession with time travelers is.
Yeah, where does that go? Why?
You think Elon Musk is a time traveler?
I want to tell you my theory, Brennan.
Here we go.
Oh no, man! Don't go into this, dude. It's too much.
I'll be quick. I'll be
Make it quick.
I'm gonna piss then while you tell him.
Okay, so my theory about it's just a theory and it's just my own personal opinion. I'm not a
You're a piece of shit.
Jesus. I don't have to come here to be insulted. I can go many places. You know what I mean?
You live.
And the complaints department's upstairs, Abs. If you want to go there and complain, I think that we're obsessed with the Big Bang, right? So we're obsessed with where we started, how we started. In my opinion, it started and we live our life. So we only live, let's say we live 80 years, we live our perception, our reality, our energy gets passed on. We get to a certain existence in our race where we get so advanced with technology, we go through a black hole. And when we go through the black hole, out the other end starts a whole new universe. So we start another reality, but the same sort of universe. And we might have been living this same reality over and over again. So you and me might have had this conversation exactly the same way in a slightly altered reality. And we get advanced enough to go through the black hole and start it again. So that's why we're so obsessed with where we came from. It's a perfectly plausible idea. Because we don't know. We don't know.
For everyone who can't see, Abs is absolutely dying of laughter in the corner here. You know what? For me, I don't like to agree with these sorts of things or agree. At the end of the day,
So
everyone has their ideas. I don't agree with it.
you don't have an opinion.
Know, but we don't know.
No, I have an opinion.
Tell us your opinion, man.
I don't think that's true. I think I've always been a believer of once it's done, life is done, it's done.
Yeah, so once we die, that's fine. Our energy passes on.
Yeah, but even through black holes, I don't think there's anything through a black hole. I think a black hole means a sort of a reset button in terms of not resetting the whole universe.
Yeah.
But resetting in terms of that part is now gone forever. And the universe is going to progress, and that's why it's expanding. It's going to progress and other things are going to happen. I think that's gone and that's gone away, and then it allows for new things to happen.
There's also a theory about a black hole. So black hole sucks in light, doesn't let it escape.
Yeah.
At the other end's a white hole. So there's a theory about a white
Here
hole.
we fucking go.
Not this is what people
Is there a fucking rainbow hole, bro? Is there a red
This
hole?
is why I don't have conversations.
Is there a brown hole?
Literally, Robin
Is there a
Hood's
yellow
trying to steal
hole?
my knowledge
Yeah.
and give it to everyone else, but trying to be funny.
No, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm asking a question. What the fuck do you mean a white hole now? I've never heard of a
So they
fucking white
reckon
hole.
it's a cone. So it's a cone. You know what they...
So now they know what a black hole is.
They don't know.
So why are they saying there's a white hole?
It's a theory.
It's a silly theory.
Everything's a theory. Do we know if God exists? No, it's a theory.
Silly theory.
No one's seen God before. But you believe in God.
Yeah.
So it's a silly theory.
It is.
But you still believe in it, right?
Why do you believe? I suppose you believe in God, right? But you believe God in a certain way. So, why do people? So for me, my biggest problem with religion and why it causes 95% of the problems in the world minus money's the other thing, or power. They're like the three reasons: religion, money, or power. Why do people believe religion
Nathan's voice
in
is
so
right.
many
Another problem.
different ways? Like, I don't understand. Like for me, like at the end of the day, yeah, if you believe in God,
Yeah.
as much as you might believe it's one way, why can't we all just turn around and agree that yes, there is something, or people believe there's something, but why does everyone have to worship someone different?
Because it gives them a sense of hope.
Yeah, no, I understand that. But why is it got to be someone different? Why does Christianity's God got to be different to Muslim gods?
I don't understand that either. But that's just the way...
It's fear of death, and also how you perceive
what it is,
things from your family. So if your family tell you something, you believe it, right? So Abs grew up Muslim.
So if your dad tells you something, and who do you trust most in the world? Your dad, right? He's brought you up, he's raised you, and he tells you this is the way, right? Who are you going to believe?
No, I agree. I agree with
you
all
have
that.
your own brain, and you got to come up with your own decisions. You got to make your own decisions and live your own life, right? But what religion is, it's just a tool that stops people from going crazy. Because imagine there was no religion, right? And everyone was running on the fact that we don't know what happens when you die. People will go crazy, dude. What religion does, it gives them hope that there's something in, like, when we die, you're going to heaven.
Yeah, my counter argument to that is then why... Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it gives hope. It gives all that sort of stuff. But like, why can't people just understand that we're worshipping the same thing? I understand that it would make... Well, the other thing is it's already made people go crazy.
Yeah.
So the argument of you saying, yeah, it'll make people go crazy, I think it's already done that.
It's hard though, Brendan. It's really hard because...
But it helps.
Yeah, no, I agree. And 100%, I'm not discounting that at all.
What it is.
It definitely helps, and I definitely think certain people or large numbers of people need that sort of support or that sort of idea that there has to be something after this. Otherwise, why are we all here?
If it gives you a sense of community and helps you live your life well, I'm all for it. What religion does is people are scared of death, so it gives them a place to believe in where they can come together and feel like they'll be with their loved ones and their family, which is fine. Yeah. That's perfectly fine. The worst thing about that is you put that ideology in our biometric makeup, it's just clashing. Because what we're designed to do is survive and replicate. We're designed to survive, number one, so we're really ruthless, we're violent, we're a violent being. We kill each other in wars and stuff like that. And we claim religion, but it's not religion, really. The basis of religion is peace and harmony.
It should be.
That's what it is in every religion.
That's the essence.
However, when we interpret it differently. Like, nah, if you're not Muslim, if you're not Catholic, if you're not this, and it's certain sects of the religion.
It's not even that. It's we're living 2,000 years past when the so-called, like, the prophets and
it's not adapted.
And the gods and all that were living, right? And religion didn't just go boom. 100 religions, pick your own, right? It started slowly. Started with the Torah. Started with Abrahamic religions, and then all the other religions that stem from that all believe in the same thing, but they just have their own different rules. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It's not like it was all just boom, just came at once. They all came over a period of what, 200 years, 300? Oh, no, probably more, like 600 years.
Yeah, probably more. Yeah.
If that happened now, so think about it, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Back then, all they had was scripture and stories.
Yeah, let's not get into that, bro, because we'll fucking keep going on this topic all night. Because you could not be a prophet now. Do you know what I mean? There's no way.
Well, you'd be on YouTube.
Yeah.
You could be Donald Trump.
You couldn't be a prophet now. Like,
Do not
imagine doing it now. Everyone would call you crazy. You'd be a lunatic.
Unless you could walk on water and turn water into
Yeah, but then
wine.
do you think there are people that are? But they may or may not know.
I don't know, man.
That's the next question. You throw something like that.
Anyway, it's also about, we'll move on quickly after this, but it's also about how you perceive reality too. So your perception of reality is physical, what we see, what we hear, what we smell, all that kind of stuff, those dimensions that we see. There's a lot more going on than just that, because the fact we can record a podcast where the three of us can talk and have it forever in a bit of data that can be passed on for millennium, we're basically doing what people did on scripture. The fact that we can communicate with each other and the fact that we can all come together throughout the world and play a tournament for a trophy and everyone celebrates, and the World Cup, all that kind of stuff is amazing. There is something else going on, but but no one can put their finger on it.
Yeah, I 100% agree that something else has to go on.
Or there could be another...
There's something bigger.
We can have theories for days. And we can talk... People will fight theory and science, and people will fight religion. And if you get both those people talking, you'll never get a solution. Ever. Ever. Because that's the thing, is if you tell someone... This is what I wanted to get to. If you tell someone they're a piece of shit every day of their life till they're 18, they think they're a piece of shit. If you tell someone that they're the best thing since sliced bread, you would have played with some soccer players that think they're the best soccer player ever. And they rate themselves because their parents and their family have been pushing them forever. And everyone's played sport with people like that. But that's not the real world.
I worry about people like that. So I know a kid right now, his dad, quote unquote, so as I coach with my younger brother at a fairly decent level in Australia, as high as you can get, a couple of under 15s kids, which is really good. It's a lot of fun. We get down there teaching some kids. For me, it's nice to sort of teach people what I've learned, right? And I enjoy teaching people. But this one kid, we decided to sign him halfway through the year. We were a bit short on players, and we thought he was all right. We thought he was at least up to the standard and enough to work with. What really turned me off this kid was when his father comes and walks over to me and says, I think my son, and I'm going to quote this, is the best midfielder for his age in Australia. And then he turns to me and says, he could be as good as Steven Gerrard. And I couldn't make that up. He literally said that to me. And that blew my mind. I looked at him and said, yeah, okay. If you truly believe, I love that. I love the confidence, but it's not about the confidence. That's just complete. That's his ego, and that's him having. I mean, at the same time, yes, be confident, but be confident with
the hardest thing to do, Brendan, is when you have someone that you're mentoring or that you're teaching, and everyone's got mentors, everyone's got people that have taught them things. The hardest thing to do is to not push your agenda on them. And being a parent will be times 100. I'm not a parent. I don't have any kids. Neither do you, and neither does Robin Hood over there.
It's not my fucking name, you fuckwit.
All right, sorry, Robin.
You better start addressing me properly.
Okay, sorry,
Sir
Robin.
Hood.
Robin, still from the rich, give to the poor.
It's Sir Robin Hood to you.
The hardest thing to do is not push your agenda. You push your agenda on someone, they live their life in your shadow or in the path that you've made for them. Everyone needs to make their own path. You know what I mean? Yep. I want to change pace, but...
Okay, go on.
I want to change pace.
Can we be fucking happy? The Socceroos are playing fucking... How did we get into religion, man?
Yeah, I was about to say, we had a bit of a turn on that one, hey?
I want to change pace. It does tie in with what we're doing. So we're sitting here face to face having a conversation. Except Abs, because he's always on his phone.
I was about to say, who are you?
Just what he does, bro.
Are you on Tinder? What's going on?
Nah, man, I don't use those kind of apps.
Well, that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about Tinder and Bumble being like the purpose of Bumble and why people are on it. So I was at a bar last night and I got chatting to a girl. Right, I'm at a bar chatting to a girl and we got talking about Tinder and Bumble. Actually, she was a Tinder date. And we got talking about Tinder.
Two addicts over here. Look at you. Can't go anywhere without your fucking phone.
Because for me...
No, do you know what I'm doing? Can I just cut in right now? I'm putting up a fucking poll on Instagram about this fucking Lucy Zelich chick.
What about her? Tell her to go home? Yeah, she's fucking useless. And I'm sick of her trying to use the accent.
Okay.
Thank you.
Of every stupid nation.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Ronaldo. Colombia. It's Colombia, you fuckface. What the... Why did she do that?
Why are you swearing, bro?
No,
just because Ramadan's over, you can swear again?
No, man, it's not about that. She just really...
He does look really fed these days.
She really annoys me, man.
He's loaded up on carbs since Ramadan's finished.
She's so annoying, dude.
I couldn't
stand her.
She's fucking useless. She looks like a foot too.
Go back to why we use Tinder and Bumble. What's the purpose? So she told me a story about this. And it was like she was chatting to a bloke on Tinder and she went out, she was a bit tipsy at the bar and the bloke's like, what are you doing? Come over. You are literally the stupidest person I have ever met. Yet you, like that's, like I swear to God, put your phone down and just record.
You better watch
for 5 seconds.
How you fucking
4 or 5 seconds.
Before I fucking rip your fucking face off, mate.
That's right, mate. Just ruin my work iPad. No problems.
Like you need
no
it.
problems,
Like
bro.
you use it
Do
anyway.
you
got a
even
whole
work?
beer over
Today might have been the first time I've ever heard of you
I was
working.
working. Yeah, mate, I'm a hard worker. Let's be honest.
Mate, for the first time ever, you called me saying I'm actually working today, and you had to specify, yes, I'm actually working.
Exactly right.
So stop giving me that crap.
So, Abs, why do you use Tinder and Bumble?
I don't use those.
Well said, bro. Thanks for doing the microphone as well. Really appreciate it. Let's move on. Abs has gone MIA, so it's just you and me here, Brendan.
Yeah, go on.
You come back to all these, like, podcasts have become massive.
Yeah.
Tinder's become massive. Bumble's become massive. 10 years ago, we moved into technology. We moved into that. We went away from face-to-face contact, being present with people. Now we have FaceTime. We have podcasts that you watch on YouTube. YouTube's massive. Watching people talking to people now has made a massive resurgence in the past 2-3 years. Why is that? Emojis are massive. We're looking for a place or a state to be connected with each other because we are social beings. We all want to be connected with each other. That's why all this social media, podcasts, everything's taken a massive rev up. It's like it's on steroids at the moment. Everyone's doing it. We're doing it. We're sitting here having a conversation. What are your thoughts?
I do have thoughts on this because for me in particular, I suppose even in the last 2 weeks, have started actually using podcasts more often.
Yep.
And the last month, I got rid of Spotify. So now the way I listen to music is on YouTube. So naturally, you see a lot more ads or like they suggest, look at this. I think it's to do with people are starting to value other people's opinions a little bit more. And then also like to hear what someone else's opinion on certain topics, whether or not that's just life or whether or not that's more specific. I mean, we got into religion earlier. Who really gives a shit about our opinion on religion?
Everyone has
someone may think that's interesting. Whether or not they do or don't, that's
we don't
up to
care.
someone else. I don't care.
The idea is to sit here. That's why we've got you on, is to see what you think. It's not about what other people think. They'll listen, they won't listen. It's easy. If you listen to a podcast, you don't like it, you turn it off. You don't have to fucking listen. I don't care. We've gone out of our way to do this because we like giving regular people, a platform to tell their stories. Everyone's got stories they want to tell.
Yeah, someone's got to tell something. And at the end of the day, without stories, I mean, religion isn't a thing. No. You can even go back that far if we're going to stick on that topic. But stories are interesting. That's why we have books. That's why we have it doesn't matter what it is. I was walking through the library at my university the other day, and for once I was just taking a break. I just needed to stand up and go for a walk. And this sounds stupid, and I had one of those weird euphoric moments, and I just stood up. I was probably Gandhi. Completely exhausted.
Hang on. It's Brendan. Brendan's now become Gandhi Abs.
That's all right. Keep going. It's good.
Yeah. Better than Gandhi. That's okay.
Sorry,
yeah. There's that ego from soccer players, right?
You fucking go on your fucking little rants, mate.
Fuck off.
It's nice to have you present in this podcast at the moment.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah,
Good
nice.
to go.
Nice, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, the boys. Go to Socceroos.
I'm going to buy a safe, and I'm going to put Abs' phone in the safe every podcast.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, no. Anyway, I was walking through this the library, and it was just one level. So the library's got 3 levels, and it's literally just full of books. I just, for some reason, just started thinking I must have been completely off my brain, exhausted or whatever. I was like, why are there so many books? My first thought is, yeah, people are smart, people are intelligent, but my thought is, who's going to read all this? But for people who write the book, I don't think it's about who's going to read it necessarily. I think it'd be great for at least one person to read someone's life work, for instance, or like, or someone's bibliography or whatever, or biography, sorry, not bibliography. But like, yeah, I mean, I think it's up to someone to just express themselves, whether or not that's scientifically as a story that's completely fiction or whether or not it's completely true. I think people just need that as at least an outlet for where they can express themselves or somewhere where they can sort of tell something that they need to, I suppose.
The best way to have a conversation is if you follow 3 rules. This is how I have conversations, besides Abs, because I fucking, honest, sometimes that bloke, like, he tries to steal from me, give to the poor.
I don't know why I come here.
Strolls in angry.
Never.
And
if he didn't clean, I wouldn't bring him around often.
He's a great mate. The three main things I stick by with a conversation. Number 1 is you come in, you feel safe. If we're having a conversation, it's not intimidating. We're not going, you're wrong, you're right, prove yourself, do this, do that, right? The second thing is that your opinion matters. So that when you say something, people actually listen to you and they try and understand where you're coming from. If we can all treat people that way, it doesn't matter what they think. You're not trying to argue and prove your point. You're just talking to each other. And the third thing is that when you talk, everyone listens. So it's really hard because when you listen to someone talking, your brain processes, your brain's going a million miles an hour, what you're going to say back. If you listen to someone talk or you're present in that environment, it means so much to that one person, or calling them by their name or saying, how was your day? How's things? Those little things matter to people, whether people go, I don't care. They do care. So if you can live, I strongly live by those rules. If you could say they're rules.
Yeah, I mean, you can say they're rules, can't you?
Yeah.
Abs, go on.
I agree.
I mean, I agree. I don't think everyone really cares. My problem is, I think people sometimes don't want to be in a situation, and I would rather someone tell me that they don't care. I would rather someone say, hey, let's talk about this instead, because honestly, I don't care. When you can sit in a conversation, you can clearly see someone staring off into the distance, or like you say something and their response is something so insignificant, it doesn't matter. I think that's not fair. I don't think that's fair I mean, we have a limited time on this earth. Let's go back in that direction. And at the end of the day, if you're not putting your time to use, what's the point?
Well, it's also what you want to do, who you want to talk to. You've only got a very select group of people that you can actually invest time in. You know, and if you don't do it right, then what's the point of doing it? In my opinion. So you got to try and get it right.
Yeah, but what's right, everyone's right is different.
And that's the thing, right? We're saying right a lot. I'm right-handed. You?
Yeah.
I'm right-footed. You right-footed?
No, I'm all right.
Yeah, I'm all right too. I had a great day.
I'm fine, guys.
Rightio, bro. Well done. That's the thing, is understand that everyone doesn't see your path. People see different paths. And it's really hard to acknowledge that. It's really hard to suck in.
You just have to have an open mind and just realize that everyone's different.
I'm extremely, extremely passionate about people having open minds. I hate when someone comes into any situation. I could. Well, that's a completely different topic altogether. Well, we know Abs is very about open legs. It doesn't matter front and behind.
Abs is actually on an Oriental Express at the moment.
I've heard. Has he continued from his?
I saw Abs doing origami the other day, just trying to get in touch with his.
I was
Oriental
sushi, bro.
I was about to say sushi's got to be on the menu.
Sushi the other night, raw.
You know, fuck Chinese. Let's do some sushi.
He actually caught some salmon. They're in the freezer.
Yeah, they're in there.
They're in the freezer.
Whale's on the menu tonight, right?
I've got some pad thai if you want.
Fuck, I had that on the way here.
Yep, nice.
Good times, boys.
Yeah, this is something else, that's for sure.
That's the whole idea is to just feel comfortable. You feel comfortable, people will open up.
Yeah, well, it's just, I don't know. I was on open-mindedness before. I have a real problem with someone going into a conversation. My biggest thing, I mean, to be fair, I had a real problem with it when I was younger. When I was in high school, I mean, I'm sure everyone who listens had this at least at one point in their life, where they walked into a conversation. High school's a big time. I mean, it's a tough time for lots of people, but I think I walked into high school anyway and came in thinking I need to make myself, I suppose, cool or some way likable for other people, because it was a completely new environment. You've got hormones, you've got all sorts of things.
It's a tough time being a teenager, though. Like, it's a really hard time.
It sucks.
12 to 18 years old.
Yeah, it sucks.
You really don't know who you are.
It truly sucks, like, for a lot of people. I had a great time in high school. I got lucky. I run off sport and my sporting ability. That was what I did. And
hang on a second. We say we had a great time at high school because it's like when you break up with someone or your best mates or something. Everyone's had bad times at high school, but our brain forgets that and we forget the really good times. So you're always like, fuck, if I could go back, I'd go back. But it's the yin and the yang of things.
Yeah, I wouldn't go back. Fuck high school.
I wouldn't go back to early high school. I would go back to later high school. When you got older and when you hit those sort of, for me anyway, the fun years were the 10, 11 and 12. Once you sort of knew the school better. You knew who was around.
Well, you had the power, right?
Yeah, I mean, power's huge. At the end of the day, you didn't have to walk through high schools. I mean, for one thing, almost a scary time for some people walking through.
Yep.
You say the wrong thing to the wrong person, and it didn't matter where you were, you'd end up in whether or not that's physical trouble or a little bit of bullying. Bullying's huge, as much as people just push under the rug.
It bullying? So we bully each other every day, right? So the three of us will sit here, watch the soccer, even in this podcast, and we'll bully each other. But because we know each other, we have banter. And if something hit a point where like we don't like it, we'd stop doing it. Bullying's going over that to someone that you don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's what it is. For us, when we say banter, most of the time it's bullying.
But as a man, that's how we connect. If you do that to
It's
a
a
woman,
dominance thing.
it's completely different. Mate, they're a different species altogether. They're smarter than us socially. You know, they're a lot more smarter, or they're a lot smarter in social environments than we are, but they're also analysing everything. We don't. Oh, you're a dickhead. You know,
we're fucking meatheads.
What we do. We are so dumb sometimes. We just stroll through life. All the time.
Yeah, I think we're probably more laid back. I don't like to talk about sexes, to be honest, just because I think it doesn't matter. Yeah, people.
It doesn't matter, but your conversation's different. So, like, if I was to meet you in a bar and I didn't know you, hey man, how are you? Nathan, nice to meet you. Yeah, I'm Brendan, beautiful. Let's do a role play, Abs. I met you at a bar, right?
How you going, man?
G'day, champ. G'day, champo. How you going?
Yeah, not bad, mate.
Oh,
Yourself?
bloody Aussies are playing tonight, eh?
Are they?
Wow.
I didn't know.
What are you drinking, buddy?
Fuck, Tui's new.
Mate, I'm drinking VB.
Fuck that, dude.
Game changer,
I'll get you
bro.
Tui's. I'll get you Tui's, bro.
Tui's?
Yeah.
I don't like it, man.
Do you
I
want to put 20 bucks on the
Bitter.
footy?
The very best.
Do you want to go have a slap?
Love to. What do you do for work, bro?
I'm an engineer.
No way.
Yeah,
I'm a
dude.
doll bludger.
Fuck off.
Let's go have a slap anyway.
Nah, dude, nah, I'm out.
Oh, you're out. You're an elitist. Okay,
Yeah,
no problem.
I don't like fucking scumbags like you.
Okay, mate, you look like your hands are pretty
Nah,
soft.
fuck off, mate.
You want to have a biff?
Leave me alone.
Men connect differently. What do you do? Who do you go for? What do you drink? We're very simple.
Yeah, I think that's what it comes down to. Simplicity. Simplicity is the word. That being simple is the key, I think. Exactly.
What are you doing,
Frog
mate?
in here, man. I've been stepping on it for 3 weeks.
You're a bloody goose, mate. Don't do stuff like that.
You don't have to have a long neck to be a goose, mate. That's what I always say. You know what I mean? That's a really tough thing to do. Is sexism and feminism has become massive, right? Because women want to be equal. That's fine. I'm all for that. It's also, again, we need to be open-minded enough to say, fuck, they see life differently to us, and we'll never understand it. As much as we try to, you'll never understand it. Because we don't have that process base that women do. They got a really different one to what we do, and they won't understand us because we've got a different process too. It's about trying to work and coexist together. That's the problem that we have. It's a big problem.
Well, the world would be a happier place without men.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Actually, I reckon the world would be a happier place without abs.
Hey.
I'll say it again. Sorry, I just
Without who?
sorry, I missaid the word I was going to say. The world will be a better place
Without who?
hang on.
No, hold on.
Hang on.
Who?
I got it.
Say it.
Without
Say it. I dare you.
Abdul Karim Kamar Hassan.
My name is Robin Hood, you dickhead. Who the fuck's Abdul Karim
That just slipped out, bro. That just slipped out. I'm really sorry,
You're a
man.
fucking
I'm
disgusting
sorry,
human,
bro.
man. You're a disgusting.
Lovely
human.
fella, love him to death. It's just all banter. If that's what you want to do.
Or bullying for
That's
those
how
who
we
feel that way.
bond. That's how we bond, right? That's exactly how we bond. That's the only way that we know. Abs, what's been happening, man?
Just chilling, man. You know how it is.
What's been
Fucking
happening?
Working.
He's also
working,
texting
working.
over here. Just gonna
Working. Bit more work. And then just a bit more work.
Cool, man.
You know?
Cool.
Life gets boring sometimes. don't you
Cool.
reckon?
No doubt.
Cool.
No doubt.
Cool. But it just fucking gets boring, bro. It just gets so repetitive. Like you just wake up, go to work, come home.
I feel like
Go
you
to
said
sleep.
this last podcast.
Because that's where I'm at right now. I'm just fucking I need these 26 days to just fly
For
past.
your Europe trip, yeah?
And then I'm fucking on a beach in Ibiza, just knowing that I don't have to work for a couple of weeks.
Brendan, can you picture this, right? Abs flies there. He's on a beach in Ibiza, right? He's oiled up. He's got a bit of a beard. And a bloke walks up to him, starts chatting to him. They have a fucking romance throughout Europe. They have like this love affair.
Abs is not coming home.
Connected. And Abs calls me and goes, bro, you need another room, mate. I'm not coming home. I've met the love of my life. I'm like, Matt, who is she? Who is she? And he goes, nah, it's
His
not.
name's got to be Federico or some shit.
Yeah. I've met Suarez. I've met Mr. Suarez. He won't tell me his first name, but I'm obsessed with him. And I go, is his name Lewis? He goes, he won't tell me.
He's from Uruguay, you dickhead, not Ibiza. Get it right.
Yeah, but his name is Suarez. He doesn't have a first or last name. Oh, so what's his name, Abs? Can't you picture yourself on the beach? Some big hunky bloke walks up to you and goes, man, I want a piece of your meat.
I reckon his name would be... What would his name be?
Dominic?
No.
Daryl?
No. Daryl's such a bogan name. Why the fuck would Daryl be in Ibiza, bro?
Mate, World Cup hangover. He's just come there after the World Cup. G'day, mate. Daz, how you going, buddy? You want to go have a slap? No, poke.
I've met a girl called Daryl.
I reckon his name would be fucking...
She went to high school with me.
A girl?
So maybe you met a transitioning female into a male that understands the female way, and you go, I can connect.
You made zero sense at all. But I reckon his name would be Esperanza.
Why don't you just call him Cerveza?
It's not a fucking he, it's a she, you dickheads.
Oh, I thought it was a he. You said his name.
Yeah, but it used to be a he.
So
Abs doesn't discriminate.
Abs is now targeting any transitioning.
No, I'm out.
Man, I could picture that, just some hunky bloke walking up to you going,
I could picture you with just a normal bloke, not even transitioning.
So could I.
Just like a fucking real tall black guy, Deshaun.
No, not Deshaun.
Yeah, bro.
Like Odell.
Odell, yeah.
Odell.
100%
Odell. I'm a real Odell man.
You are.
I love
You're
Odell
Odell
Beckham.
sucker.
He's a freak.
Dick sucker.
Nodell rolls off the tongue.
Or like Lavon. Like a Lavon. Or a Von. I could just do a Von. Because that could be either way. People are like, oh, how's Von? How's she going? I go, no. No, that's a bloke.
Yeah.
Imagine me bringing home a bloke to a family dinner.
Wow.
Nana wouldn't approve. No. Absolutely not.
I'm like, no, we're just mates that have sex.
Well, it was like how Emily came out.
Yeah. I don't know if she's a leso, but...
No, I think it's in my opinion, I think it's just a phase. But I mean, true, fair enough. But it is what it is, and she can do what she wants. But our grandmother wasn't overly. She said the same thing. From what I heard, I wasn't there.
Yeah.
She said, "No, you're not."
Well, think about
essentially.
We've come a long way in 20 years, even in 10 years. It's going to be interesting to see how people in 50 years talk about things, how they communicate. Do we even communicate verbally anymore? Do we just use technology? Do we all sit in our own house, in our own couch, talking, pulling people up and just talking that way? Like, it's going to be very interesting to see where technology goes and how far it goes until we go, whoa, let's keep the basis of what we have.
I think it'll end up being almost two societies.
Yeah.
In terms of...
What are we going poor, rich?
No, not even. I think it's going to be people who are completely technology and then people who completely disregard... Well, not completely. I think use technology to a level. So I think there'll be a huge number of people, probably more, a majority who will be, what you're saying, sitting at home, sitting on the couch, using the internet as their main source of whatever. But I think there's going to be a bunch of people, I think myself included, will be one who has to be outdoors all the time or has to be doing something other than sitting down. Like I've been on uni break for 2 days and bored out of my brain. And it's been 2 days.
There's something about it, though. There is something about being outside in nature. There's something about being there that makes you feel at home. I don't know what it is. It just makes you feel at home.
It's because of that beard you got going. You got that mountain ranger look.
Yeah.
Fuck. Ned Kelly.
Yeah, it's true. It's going to get bigger too. I'm going to keep growing it.
Don't do that. Right. Don't do that to everyone.
Why not? The only people that have to kiss it are people that are interested in me. Like LaShawn.
Odell.
Lavon.
Yeah.
Mr. Jackson.
God help everyone.
There is something to do. There is something about that. And that's what we're going to lose. But then we might have a gulf between flat earthers and round earthers. That might be the new religion. Who knows?
I think we've been through that one already.
You know?
I think that's come and gone and has been disproven.
That's true.
Well, from what we know.
But it's me and Abs were talking about this the other day.
Oh, fuck, here we
It's
go.
gained momentum.
What?
Why?
What's game momentum?
Flat Earth.
Oh, get fucked.
No. Stop.
Whoop.
Collaborate and listen. Abs back with a brand new invention.
Robin Hood.
Turn the fucking conversation around. We're not talking about
Stealing from the rich and giving to the poor. Abdul Kababdul's a new Robin Hood.
That didn't rhyme at all.
No, I can't rap.
All right, guys. I think we're done. It's time for the Socceroos to play. We've been going for about an hour. Hour and a bit.
I reckon we're going for 45 minutes.
No, we've been going for an hour.
An
hour
hour?
and 2 minutes.
Hour and 2 minutes.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, I've got 5 minutes. 5 minutes in us. We'll wind down, then we'll...
Do you want me to piss in your mouth? I don't know why you're blowing into the microphone.
I'd like to say no. So I'll just say no. I'll lock in no. Thank you.
Wrong answer. Come here, cunt.
What are my other options? Yes.
Yes,
Eddie
let me
McGuire
piss in.
over
No.
here. Fuck me.
What am I doing? Sweet. Love no response.
Yeah, Abs is good at that.
Righto, guys. First and foremost, thank you, Brendan, for jumping on, being our first inaugural guest on the Mixed Business podcast.
It's an honour.
We've had a pleasure. We've gone in a few tangents. I think this won't be the first or the last time that you're on.
I hope not. Yeah.
Well, it's the first, actually.
Well, I was about to say, it can't not be the first. It could definitely be the last, but let's hope not.
Brendan helped us break in our hymen, our virginity, very easily. There was no bleeding, and he was very
bleeding.
gentle.
No bleeding at all.
Very, very gentle.
Speak for yourselves, boys.
Yeah. Brendan's been bleeding. Brendan's wearing an adult nappy. Have we got a song that we can go out on?
No, we don't actually. And that'll do. Thank you very much.